Good morning, I'm Craig DeGrelli. It's Wednesday, May 7th, 2025, and these are your unbiased updates. An act of war. India attacks Pakistan and Kashmir in response to last month's deadly shootings of tourists. This morning, more than 24 Pakistanis are dead, and Pakistan is now promising a robust response. And cardinals in Rome begin the conclave as the world watches. Who will be the next pope, overseeing a flock of nearly 1.5 billion Catholics?
From the Straight Arrow News Studio, bringing the stories that matter to you from across the United States and around the world, these are today's Unbiased Updates.
Breaking news this morning, India is escalating tensions with Pakistan, launching missiles in a move Islamabad is calling an act of war. The strikes come 2 weeks after a terrorist attack in India-administered Kashmir left 26 people dead, many of them tourists, which India blames Pakistan for, though Pakistan has denied responsibility. India's foreign secretary said in a news briefing the strikes were a preemptive step, accusing Pakistan of failing to take demonstrable steps against terrorist infrastructure on its territory or on territory under its control. Both countries each control parts of Kashmir, but claim it's theirs in full. Pakistan said today's strikes killed 26 people and injured 46 others. Meanwhile, one Indian military official said New Delhi showed considerable restraint, only targeting what it says are terror camps across the province of Punjab and in Pakistan-administered Kashmir, and not civilian targets or military facilities. Pakistan claims it brought down 5 Indian planes in response, though Indian officials have not confirmed that. Right now in Vatican City, cardinals are gathering to begin the process to elect the next leader of the Catholic Church in what is called a conclave. They are voting on the successor to Pope Francis, who died 2 weeks ago. The voting will take place in complete seclusion in the Sistine Chapel. A new pope will only be chosen once one candidate secures 2/3 of the vote. There are 133 cardinals in attendance who are under the age of 80 and eligible to vote. If a decision has not been made after 3 days, balloting will be suspended for 24 hours to allow cardinal electors time to reflect and pray. After each round of voting, a smoke signal will be sent up from a chimney atop the Sistine Chapel. Black smoke means a decision has not yet been made. White smoke will signal a new pope has been elected and will be followed by the ringing of the bells at St. Peter's Basilica. CNN is reporting the first vote is expected in the coming hours. 2 top Trump administration officials will meet with their Chinese counterparts this week to discuss trade, as a standoff in the tariff war between the United States and China continues with no end in sight yet. The administration says Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent will travel to Switzerland to meet with China's lead representative on economic matters, whom a Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesperson identified in a post on X as Vice Premier He Lifeng. U.S. Trade Representative Jamieson Greer will also meet with a Chinese rep in Switzerland this week. In an interview with Fox News on Tuesday, Bessent said initial discussions will likely be about de-escalation, not about the big trade deal. He added the U.S. and China have shared interests because the sky-high tariffs imposed by both countries last month are not sustainable. The Trump administration has levied 145% tariffs on China that the president believes are hurting the Chinese economy. China responded with 125% tariffs on American goods.
As you know from real estate, there are some places that are never for sale.
That's true.
We're sitting in one right now, Buckingham Palace that you visited as well.
That's true.
And having met with the owners of Canada over the course of the campaign last several months, it's not for sale, won't be for sale ever.
But I say never. I've had many things that were not doable, and they ended up being doable.
President Donald Trump not backing down from his push to make Canada the 51st state, even as the country's prime minister is digging in and reiterating that any merger or annexation by the United States will not happen. The comments came as the world leaders held their first highly anticipated meeting in the Oval Office Tuesday. However, the president did say he and Prime Minister Mark Carney would not be discussing the proposal unless somebody wants to discuss it. And when asked if Carney's rejection of the idea makes trade and other negotiations between the U.S. and Canada difficult, Trump said no, not at all. Carney told reporters after the meeting he asked President Trump to stop calling Canada the 51st state. He also said Canada and the U.S. are having very complex negotiations about a wide range of issues. The two sides have been at odds over tariffs imposed by President Trump on Canada, with the president saying Tuesday, "We don't need their cars, we don't need their energy, we don't need their lumber, we don't need anything they have other than their friendship." The U.S. Supreme Court is allowing the Trump administration to ban transgender people from serving in the military. For months, the administration has been pushing to rid the armed forces of transgender people, saying their sexual identity, quote, conflicts with a soldier's commitment to an honorable, truthful, and disciplined lifestyle, even in one's personal life. The president and the defense secretary, Pete Hegseth, contend that such a lifestyle is harmful to military readiness and hurts unit cohesion. A judge in Tacoma, Washington, had ruled in favor of 7 transgender military members who said the ban was insulting and discriminatory. At a Special Forces conference in Tampa, Hegseth said this, which was posted on X.
We are leaving wokeness and weakness behind. No more pronouns, no more climate change obsession, no more emergency vaccine mandates, no more dudes in dresses. We're done with that.
The LGBTQ rights group Lambda Legal and the Human Rights Campaign Foundation reacted to the Supreme Court ruling, calling it a devastating blow to the dedicated and highly qualified service members. As for what's next, the matter goes to a federal appeals court in San Francisco while the high court ban remains in place. Finally this morning, today's the day. After years of delays, American travelers must now use a state-issued ID or driver's license that is Real ID compliant. Real ID is denoted by a yellow star on your identification card. Starting today, all airline passengers will now have to show such an ID to travel within the United States. However, Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem said Tuesday those who have not gotten their Real ID yet will still be able to fly after additional identity checks. She told a congressional panel 81% of travelers already do have IDs that comply with the Real ID requirement. There are some other options for travelers without Real ID, including using a passport, permanent resident card, border crossing card, or a veteran health ID. And taking a look, there it is right there. I got the yellow star. I'm Real ID compliant. Thank you, Nebraska. Those are your unbiased updates for this Wednesday. We'll see you back here tomorrow. For all of us here at Straight Arrow News, I'm Craig DeGrelli. Have a great day.